The Last Ride, Part 2. Leela froze, her breath catching in her throat. The footsteps were slow but deliberate, each one echoing louder as they got closer. Turning around, she saw a figure crawling along the track. Its limbs were unnaturally long, bending at impossible angles, and its head hung low, twitching with every movement. The whispers started again, louder this time, overlapping and distorted. "You shouldn't have come here." Leela backed away, her hands shaking as she tried to keep her balance on the narrow track. "Stay away," she screamed, but the figure didn't stop. Its face came into view, a twisted, featureless mask with faint outlines where eyes and a mouth should have been. The thing tilted its head at her, as if amused, and then lunged forward, its claws scraping against the metal track. Panic surged through her as she turned and ran. The track seemed endless, stretching into a void with no clear direction. Behind her, the creature let out a guttural, bone-chilling laugh, its footsteps echoing louder. More shadows began to appear around her, crawling alongside the track. Their faces were identical blank, except for wide, toothy grins. They whispered as they moved, their voices blending into a horrific chorus. "You can't leave. Stay with us." Leela's heart pounded as she spotted a faint light in the distance. Desperation fueled her steps as she sprinted toward it, the whispers growing deafening behind her. The light grew brighter until she saw a door hovering in midair, glowing faintly. She didn't hesitate. Throwing herself through the door, she tumbled to the ground and landed in silence. When she looked up, she was back at the carnival entrance. The air was still, and the ride stood frozen in place. The lights were dim, the music gone, and there was no sign of the roller coaster or the operator. Her hands trembled as she stumbled out of the carnival gates. She glanced back, expecting the shadows to follow her, but the field where the carnival had stood was empty. Leela ran home, locking every door and window. She told herself it was over, but the whispers haunted her all night. As she finally drifted off to sleep, a faint sound pulled her back awake. It was the creaking of metal tracks, followed by soft, deliberate footsteps. Her breath caught as she realized the sound wasn't coming from outside. It was inside her house. The whispers returned, faint but unmistakable. "You didn't finish the ride." The next morning, Leela's friends came looking for her. They found her house empty, the door still locked from the inside. The only clue was a single carnival ticket lying on her bed, stamped with 3 chilling words: "One last ride."
Spawnpointstories.